Have you ever noticed the universe pattern? The pattern which apply every single element and planet, stars, galaxies, and anything which exists in our 4D universe. The rotation pattern. Why planets, stars, galaxies rotated? Why every single asteroid or everything which exists in the universe are rotating? Today I am teaching about great concept in cosmology, origin of rotation. Further that we have to go first and understand how universe born. 30.8 billion years ago, the something strange happened. The singularity explode. When it explode, it create a space. This expansion happened in fraction of seconds and the universe born, and this expansion called Big Bang. So when the Big Bang happened, there are mainly three elements born: helium, hydrogen, and some of lithium. So when these three elements are merged together due to gravity, it's make a first nebula. Then it's eventually create the asteroid. An asteroid collapse, then it's create the first star of the universe. This star made by only hydrogen, helium, with no heavier element. These stars extremely massive and long live short time. When these star leaving the last moment its life, it's explode, and this explode called supernovas. So when the supernova happen, it's through the some debris, particles, elements, and parts of the stars into space, and these parts when merged together due to gravity, it's make another nebula, and this nebula again merge with gravity, it's create another star. So it's like a cycle. When the nebula create a star, when star died, it's create again nebula, a nebula create stars, and so on. So now you understand how we born. So now next question is, where did the first rotation begins? There are two possibilities. First is a random tiny motions, which means in early universe it was the full of slight of movements and uneven density, and gas clouds were not perfectly, but still gravity pulled them unevenly and leading to the natural movements. Now second one is the quantum randomness from the Big Bang. A tiny quantum fluctuations of after the Big Bang creates the small motion, and this motion after the billions of years grow up and became the big spinning clouds. How can a tiny dust particle, which are the almost wasteless, collapse under the gravity? Isn't gravity too weak? So the nebula is not a small. A typically nebula contains a millions and trillions of particles and is 100 to 300 light years wide. The total mass can be 10,000 mass of sun. Even when gravity is weak, it's not mean the gravity not pulling them. The gravity never be zero. It's keep attracting particles, but in a small amounts. And the main reason is not the gravity. The main reason is different, and the main reason is the shock waves which pull the clouds inward. means the shock waves which from the Big Bang or from the other supernovas and other stars which explode. Those stars explosions create the this triggers the nebula to form the star. There are other possibilities too, like a collision of nebula clouds. Yeah, means two nebula clouds merge together and spiral arm density wave in the gravity squeeze the cloud as they orbit like the Milky Way, and the radiation pressure from the bright stars push gases to the densest clubs. So in result, the nebula become stars when the shock waves and the gravity pull the nebula particles together and merge into the dense parts, and it's become stars. So this process take millions of billions years. It's not suddenly happens. And also the dust is a use of many energy to combine with other dust, means dust use static electricity, and the dust particle stick together, and at second is atom attract each other weakly, so dust becomes the small bubbles collisions. The particles collide and become a bigger object. All objects are rotating, and how the all objects are made. And now let's talk about the another question, which is why planets, stars, and some galaxies are moving. Every rotation universe come from a tiny randomness in gases, gravity pulling material unevenly, collision knocking things sideways, convergence of angular momentum. Rotation direction is not fixed. It depends on the collisions and gravity in tiny random movements and convergence of angular moments. So after Big Bang, the universe were not perfectly calm. There were a small density difference and random fluid motions. These small motions got amplified over billions of years and have a huge structure spinning. So now let's talk about every cloud of dust spin differently because a nebula is a chaotic. Some area move faster, some slower, some heavier, some lighter. So some counterwise spinning, some anti counterwise spinning, and get hit by shock waves. So each cloud gets a own rotation pattern, not fixed. So collision change rotation widely. Millions of rocks collide. Baby planets were hit by bodies. Moon formed from the broken pieces. Spin where changes again and again. So gravity and mass shape the rotation speed. Mass heavier object rotating differently, and size bigger radius equal to different angular moment. And shape gas giant flattened due to the fast rotation distribution of the mass inside the earth spinning differently from the moon because of iron core. So this is the reason why all planets, star, galaxy move differently, means rotate differently, and why they rotating I also explained. So now you understand the main concept of rotations and the origin of the stars. I hope you like the video, and if you like, then please subscribe and follow for more.